Sam is. Yeah, Sam is. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Mic check. Mic check, 1, 2, 3.
Mama. I told them I'd be the greatest mama. I told them we on the rise, surprise. They realized my eyes was on the prize drive. Like Crown Vic, Beretta, he got a clip. You gotta do it legit. This moment, it might be it for me. 2020, I'm seeing the vision clearly now. Sidestep, then finish them with the Jimmy. We hit. I told them I never tired yet. I told them that on the block, go hit. We hit. I told them over time, I'ma claim what is mine. Now sit back and watch me cry. We hit. I told them I never tired yet. I told them that on the block, go hit. I told them over time, I'ma claim what is mine. Now sit back and watch me shine. We hate. Got summer camps up in Vegas. We went from living just nameless to people saying we famous. The mission was never aimless. I'm showing them what the aim is. Containment. Hit the floor. I'm thinking like, who can tame this, huh? And we. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Bringing that to competitors. Till we see the confetti fall, be ready for. War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Bringing that to competitors. Till we see the confetti fall, be ready for. War. Tell them I'm ready, any opponent. The crown heavy and every minute it shows it. A path only fit for kings, and you don't know what this court means. What did you enlist for? If it isn't getting more rings, then you gon' have to switch your team. Trust me, it gets more mean. I'm a nightmare going up against your dreams. First step is explosive like a bomb hit. Bet if I let it fly, I cannot miss. And you.
Yes, sir. You know the vibes. Hey, let's make some noise, people. Can we make some noise in the studio? Yeah, we love to see it. Good evening, beautiful people. Welcome to Overtime. Hey, guess what? We got the game of the week first up. Howard County Bowl, baby. That's where Jonathan Polasic was located. J. Poe, my boy. How is that Forsyth and Kahoma rivalry?
Corey, you could tell that these two teams were rivals right from kickoff. It was a very hard-fought and physical game throughout the entire game. Now, things did start off a little slow in that first half until Forsyth began to pull away towards the end of that second quarter. Now, with that, let's go ahead and take a look at those first half highlights. Week 1, game 1. We got the Kahoma Bulldogs taking on the Forsyth Buffaloes in the Howard County Bowl. And this year, it's Forsyth that strikes first. Quarterback Major Stockton with some major swagger, and he punches it in from 2 yards out. Forsyth up 7-0. Kahoma tries to answer, but the ball gets loose, and it's Brandon Valdez that snatches it up, and he is fired up. Later on, it's Major Stockton again. He throws it up to the sideline, except he doesn't find his man. Instead, it's Billy Starr for the Bulldogs, and that's what gets Kahoma going. And for the Bulldogs, it's Bryson Kirby in the Wildcat. He bounces it outside, and it's a race to the goal line. He barely sneaks in to get Kahoma on the board, but they'd miss the extra point and trail 7-6. Let's go ahead and hear from Coach after the game. Talk to me about that defense. It was bend, don't break on the goal line on several occasions.
Defense was outstanding. You know, they gave up a couple big plays at times, but the 2 goal line stands, those were the difference in the game. And the game could have been really close, and those were huge. And not just keeping them out of the end zone, but getting the momentum back on our side.
All right, Coach. Thank you for your time. Congratulations on the victory. On to week 2.
All right, thank you.
He's so solid.
Now, again, this was a game where the final score didn't represent just how close this game actually was. Your final score tonight was Forsan 35, Kahoma 14. But like Coach said, this game could have turned on a dime had their defense not had those goal line stands. Again, your final tonight, Forsan 35, Kahoma 14, out here in Howard County. Corey, back to you.
Man, thank you, Jonathan. You know, you look good on the sidelines. You really do. All right. That's a way to start the season off, huh? With a little rivalry. Now let's move over across town to Midland, where the Bulldogs open up their season with El Paso MONTWOOD. And guess what? There's no better place to start a season than at home for Midland High, especially since it was the coming out party for new head coach Thad Fortune. But it seemed like their offense didn't show up on time, having 2 turnovers on their first 2 drives. Now that set up the first points of the game by El Paso MONTWOOD. But you know, MHS, well, they just showed up fashionably late to the kickback, all right? QB1 Landry Walls keeps the rock and scoots into the end zone for the first points of the Coach Fortune era. Now, Bulldogs down 6 now, but in a blink of an eye, that all changed, all right? Zion Ward bullies his way for another 6 puntos to give Midland High the lead. They wouldn't look back after that, winning this one 48-24. El Paso versus Midland was the theme tonight as the Stangs took on Americas. MCS, well, they got the rock going, and hey, y'all, check this out. Look at this boy. Baya! Oh, the helmet came off just disrespectful right there by the running back. And now, everybody, I want y'all to meet River Rodriguez. All right, this guy right here, he's the quarterback of Midland Christian, and he has a bright future. There you go, going into the end zone there, getting the first score for Midland Christian. And guess what? He's going to have another score after this play. He takes the rock, does one juke, turns on the Jets, and he is gone, all right? You're never going to see him again. That's right. Going to the end zone, 5-10, that's 6 points. And that's how this game kind of went all day long. And Midland Christian will win this one 42, El Paso Americas 7. And now, going out to my boy, Alex Camarada. He has a great beard, and he has a great voice. He watched Mojo play Pebble Hills. How was your first experience, Alex?
Yeah, Corey, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And that was the case for Permian High School this evening as they came back down 9-7 going into the locker room and won it 26-15 over El Paso Pebble Hills. Brian Mahaffey scored 3 touchdowns, 2 in the second half to lead the Panthers to the first victory of the season. He did something in the first quarter that was pretty wild. Let's take a look at those first half highlights. Mojo back in action to start the new year off at Ratliff Stadium against El Paso Pebble Hills. How's this to kick off your season? Permian's Brian Mahaffey said, I'm going to take this one back to the crib. Mahaffey goes 85 yards on the opening kickoff for the touchdown. Later in the first quarter, defensive back Jaden Pruitt said, thanks very much, I'll be intercepting that and give the ball back to the Panthers. In the second quarter, senior captain Caden Bays joined in on the pick party and picks off this pass near the goal line. Mojo would go into the half down 9-7. Here with head coach Jeff Ellison, Permian High School going into the win column for the first time this season, 26-15. The second half come from behind victory. Coach, what did you think from your kids tonight? How did you think they played?
Well, you know, they didn't give up. I was so proud of that. You know, I thought our defense, obviously they kept us in the game. They had an outstanding game. We made some mistakes. Offensively, you know, we've got a long way to go. A ton of mistakes, penalties, turnovers. Like I just told them right there, we haven't, you know, unfortunately to get to play a scrimmage, not an excuse, just a fact. And so that was the first time. So now we have a starting point to where we can get better, and we will.
Badgers. They took on Kermit, and boy, the Badgers have not skipped a beat. They looked fresher than a new pair of J's straight out the box, coming up the gut, and started to strut for a huge touchdown run, giving them the early lead. Now Kermit, they'll try to answer with the little back shoulder fade, but the Badgers sniffed that out from a mile away, stopping the drive with the interception for the Yellow Jackets. And folks, this is right here, he's a bad man, all right? Meet Matthew Rosas. He gets the ball and turns on the nitro like Fast and Furious down the field, because you know what? He's playing for family. Him and the Familia get the dub on week 1, 48-14. And if you didn't know, we had one team from the Basin win a state title last year, and it was the BALMORHEA Bears. Their comeback tour was tonight against a really, really good Rankin squad. Now the Red Devils, guess what? They came out pretty hot, which kind of makes sense because, you know, they're Devils, so never mind. Braxton Kirkland lowers the boom on the Bears, scoring a TD and giving Rankin a 16-0 lead. BALMORHEA would answer though, starting to claw back. Alex Mata dives through the middle, making the deficit 22-13. And Mighty Mata wasn't done just yet. He bodies his way for a touchdown. You would see if the ref didn't get in the way here and let us be great. Score is now 22-19. You know who is great though? The junior, Tomas Contreras. He picks it off right here, and you already know what happens next. He takes it to the cribbo, giving BALMORHEA the lead. But unfortunately, BALMORHEA didn't keep that lead for long. Rankin would come back and win this run, and the Red Devils beat the reigning state champs 64-51. All right, let's swing it over to Lubbock, where Odessa High had a new sheriff in town. It was good old Dusty Ortiz's debut show for Big Red. Opening act was quarterback Diego Cervantes. He finds Ivan Carrion, who shakes off the Three Musketeers and uses those long legs for a huge 40-yard gain before the good old turf monster trips him up. And that would set up this play though. Cervantes says, "I'll put the team on my back, coach, and break 2 tackles while doing it." OHS gets his first points of the season, but the Broncos were down 13. It wasn't for long though, because Cervantes throws a little back shoulder fade to his main man, Tanner Samuel, who shows off the hops and points at the camera so people know who he is. But OHS would unfortunately lose this game 32-27. We talked to Coach Ortiz about the fight, and they came back for another win.
Well, you know, when a team's down like we were tonight and to come back and almost have a chance to win, that shows a lot of heart, battling through adversity. Some of the things we talk about on a daily basis, but that's what I'm most proud of. I know the little mistakes that we make can be corrected, and we'll be good to go next week.
All right, let's take a look at some scores from around the area. Midland Legacy, they get the dub of the season, 37-7. Greenwood loses their first game, though, to Lubbock at Estacado. I just move on to the next one. Big Spring, they get the dub. Shout out Coach McWilliams, 31-22. And Andrews doesn't score a point tonight, losing to Lubbock Cooper 27-0. Fort Stockton, they're the reigning state champs. They got the dub. And Wink, they lose to Cristobal 14-6. We'll be right back after this short break, y'all.
handle so dirty, jumper wet, so I keep it clean. Hand down, man down when I
Man, y'all being blessed tonight, boy. All right, let's take a look at these scoreboards. Monahans, they got the dub. Shout out Coach Stahl, him and the Green Monsters. The Lobos out there, 49-17. Seminole, they lose their first game, and that's Greg Pointer's first game of the season. Shout out Coach Greg there. Next one, we're moving on to Stanton. They got a dub over San Angelo Grape Creek, 21-7. Alpine, El Paso Jefferson. Alpine starts week 1 off with a loss. And moving on to Borden County, they lost 51-6 against May. Now, folks, guess what? We still have some stuff in store for you and a few highlights in a few minutes. We got Garden City, and then after Garden City, look at that, top plays, but let's not go there yet. We're gonna get there later on. But right now, though, we're gonna go to Crane, and we're gonna juke out there to, as they played PECOS. There we go, Crane, the Golden Cranes that is, rocking purple and gold, and guess what? So do the PECOS Eagles. I guess purple and gold is a popular color. I'll tell you what though, this is a popular quarterback, Jackson Willis. You see that sidearm there by the fellow senior, Trevor Owens catching the ball. Helmet gets knocked off too when he gets that tackle. Jackson Willis will take the rock though. He'll dive into for a touchdown. And that was a quick score, but this one was even quicker. Here we go. He gets a little juke there, a little juke there. Don't blink, because guess what? Crane gets the dub tonight as they win 28-21. All right, folks, this is the time that we've been waiting for. Psych, not yet. We're going out to Garden City. That's where we're kicking next. They played Sterling City, where looks like Garden City gets the ball first, and juking and jiving, what's his name? Number 4, Carter Glass pitches a pigskin, and he gets the touchdown. Next, Eagles, they tried to score here, but the Bearcats say, sit back, son, watch this. This is how it's all done. Garden City would get the score there, and they would keep on going as Loden Seigenberger. He went deep on that play. John Lopez tries to punch it in, but they would get denied. Garden City would actually win this game. Boy, they lost that game to Sterling City, my bad, 57-42. All right, now, folks, here we go. The moment we've all been waiting for, the moment my mom's been waiting for, the moment y'all have been waiting for, maybe, who knows. Look, they played the stinger. All right, top plays. Here we go. First up, we have Terrence. Oh, my goodness. Look at the camera, my big guy. OHS, great job there. Tomas Contreras, he gets the pick, and the choo-choo train goes all the way to the other end zone, scoring for BALMORHEA as they get the lead over Rankin. Unfortunately, BALMORHEA did lose that game. And lastly, Mojo. You start the season off, you get the kickoff, and guess what they do? They take it back to the house. That's what the Panthers do. Mama, we made it. Panthers get that kickoff return for a touchdown. And those are your 3 top play nominees, all right? To vote for the top play of the week, all you gotta do is find me on Twitter, all right? And that's where you can pick your favorite play. Now, the team with the most votes will be announced on Tuesday, and they'll claim that luxurious top play of the week honor. All right, that's all I got, though. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching Week 1. We out.
Get about my way, yes, they're on lock. We roll with the winners, and if you a winner, then you with the squad, yeah. We coming to get it,